guys, and welcome back to the next episode of Feed the Beast tutorials. In this episode we're going to be covering the still from forestry. So what is the still, you ask? It's basically a machine that you can put down. So I can see I'm going to plonk him down in the world, and he basically does one of two things. He converts biomass into ethanol. As you can see here, the ratio is 10 millibuckets of biomass to 3 millibuckets of ethanol. So it's basically a 1 to a third ratio. And its other recipe is canola oil into normal oil, which I believe, I'm not 100% sure on this, but it is compatible with industrial craft, so you can stick that into a refinery and refine that into fuel, which you can then use in combustion engines. But I'm just going to be demoing the biomass into ethanol, which is of course can be used as a fuel. Now, biomass can be created in many ways, but the way I demoed last episode was in the fermenter. So if you guys want a detailed guide on how to use a fermenter, definitely feel free to check out my last video where I made quite a lot of biomass. As you can see, we're just stored in this tank. So anyway, let's get on to how you use the still. It's very simple. He's, of course, like every machine in forestry, requires power. So I'm going to stick a cheaty creative capacitor bank down, and as you can see now, he's basically sitting idle. So what you want to do is you can either get a bucket of biomass, and I don't believe, unless you're playing on the same version of the pack I am, I believe this bug is going to get fixed. As you can see, this is biomass added by industrial craft, this is biomass added by forestry. For some reason, if I try and add biomass that's added by industrial craft, they are not compatible. As you can see, if I do that, it will not let me put any biomass inside. But if I do this, that lets me put biomass inside. You have to use the one that's added by forestry, but that really only applies to people who are using creative mode. Anyway, so the way I'm going to be doing it, of course, is the automatic way. So I'm going to basically put this into extract mode and have it put all the biomass into the still. And while that's working, I'm going to set up another system here to automate it further, and this is going to extract the ethanol that's produced and put it into a tank. So as you can see, biomass goes in, and in the output slot you basically can have ethanol. So another thing you can do, guys, if you want to automate it this way rather than with pipes, is if you get buckets of biomass, you can stick them in here as an input, and as you can see now, once it drops below 100 millibuckets, that will get dropped in. But obviously if you use this industrial craft one, that will not work, like I was saying earlier. And if you have any empty canisters or buckets and stuff you want to stick there, it will basically, once you get up to 1000 millibuckets of either oil or ethanol, it will then deposit it into a bucket for you. If you would rather use buckets and canisters rather than using direct fluid transport, which I've basically demoed in this video. So thank you for watching, guys. I hope you find this video informative. Goodbye from Pods and Plum.
Everything changes.